Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be attending a special event for my girlfriend. She's celebrating her being featured on the magazine cover of the Color of Wellness magazine. We are so excited and happy for her, and we wanted to share this event with you guys. So come and join us for this awesome dinner party.
Alright, ladies, I eat spaghetti, so you get any sauce on your... Get your ass.
Health and Wellness magazine that 12 total, but 11 other of my colleagues we put together. It was formulated, the idea and conception during last year of COVID. Because what we saw was that the disparities and the effects of COVID was mostly in geared towards the African American community. We had the largest number of cases affected out of all races. And it wasn't necessarily because of COVID for that reason. It was because of other health disparities and access to care, and also education. So what we decided to do was, we would go ahead and now take the initiative to put out the education in our communities. When we was doing it, we wasn't thinking at the time that this is the first all black female nurse health and wellness magazine ever published.
All right.
So it was our thought that it would be for us, by us.
All right.
And so that is what we put inside each issue that we do. That we basically pour into it. So I know a lot of you have the magazine. This is the second one. So actually today is the first day of it being released. So I want to read you my actual article that I wrote for this month. This month was actually pretty special. At first, when I was given this month, I was like, well, why did I have this month? Like, this has nothing to do with mental health, because each month has a theme.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, well, this isn't mental health month, so why did she give me this month? And so I just went with it anyway. I had to actually prepare pretty quickly because we have to put in all of the our writings and everything like 60 days in advance. So that means I had to rush, get my photos, get everything in order to make February. But when it came down to it, actually this month was meant for me.
All right.
So the initial article that I wrote is not the article that is in here. So the initial article was a totally different article on something else. But after having a conversation with my dad, it turned into something different. So it is Black History Month for February. So in honor of Black History Month, this article is about African Americans and our mental health. So it is falling in love with mental health. So the article is Falling in Love with Mental Health, and it's by me, Rashan. And so it starts off as, over the past year, Black Americans have had the scab pulled off old wounds that many would like to say were healed. But our current feelings and behaviors reveal that we are bleeding with outrage, anger, fear, uncertainty, pain, anxiety, stress, oppression, and depression. We became conscious of the systematic injustices against Black Americans as we watched Ahmaud Arbery be gunned down while jogging in his neighborhood. We saw George Floyd call for his mother with his last breath while a police officer had his knee in his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. We saw the injustice and lack of value of the Black life when the white walls of an apartment had more value than the life of our sister Breonna Taylor. We have watched the COVID-19 virus ravage through our families, taking our loved ones that are elder, immune compromised, or stricken with diabetes and kidney failure. All chronic health conditions and disparities that people of color face due to the lack of access of care. Most of us were not given the opportunity to grieve our losses and participate in our cultural ritual of the funeral service because of the need of social distancing. The words of the late James Baldwin, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be enraged almost all the time, cannot be truer. Black Americans have trauma and post-traumatic stress disorder inherited from slavery to present day. It is time for us to start the healing process and let society know that Black Americans are human, not a good, commodity, or 3/4 the person. We are a whole entire person that have feelings of pain, trauma, and mental health issues that deserve treatment. We must no longer live with the silence because society wants to paint the picture of us being strong and can endure all things just because we survived slavery. We must begin to love ourselves and learn to love our mental health. Once we begin to fall in love with our mental health, we begin to protect it. Seeking professional help and guidance from mental health professionals to provide you with the tools and coping skills to deal with everyday life as a Black American. Providers should understand that your mental health has layers that must be addressed in the healing process. The 7 layers of minority mental health: generational, cultural, genetic, economic, systematic, self-hate, and environment all must be addressed when developing a mental health treatment plan for Black Americans. Which is why it's important to have a provider of the same background that look like you, talk like you, and understand your mental health. There are many providers of color in the ranks of mental health. A resource like Prescribers of Color, a platform of minority providers to provide therapy and medication management for mental health disorders all over the country. Complete Dimensions Behavioral Health is a full-service, minority-owned mental health practice covering the needs of the community across Florida. As Black Americans evolve and transcend in culture, we must fall in love with our mental health, self, wealth, and each other. Let us come together and heal under the scars. If you or a loved one are suffering from mental health, please contact 1-800-662-HELP. And that concludes my article.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
So it really did, it changed to that. I felt that people really needed to hear that someone actually that looked like them, talked like them, saw and see that they are hurting, regardless of the fact if other people don't want to recognize the pain or don't want to recognize that just being a person of color puts you at a mental health issue because of the fact that we have never dealt with our cultural birthright of being brought into slavery. No one has ever recognized and apologized and gave the Black American equality. I do not see that happening for us until the Constitution is changed, where it no longer says that we are 3/4 of a person. So, with that being said, we all have post-traumatic stress disorder. Continually to watch our brothers and sisters be gunned down, brutalized on TV. I don't see any other nationality being done like that but us. I've never seen it anywhere on TV or televised in that nature. I have a lot of friends in other countries and other places, and when I show them that, they're in astonishment and disbelief of the brutality that we endure here. So, with that being said, I feel like we should all learn to now discuss the things that we feel and start to heal. No longer do we have to earl our tongue and hold in our feelings of disrespect, disbelief, any type of injustice that we may endure. It is no longer okay to be silent. So,
Good job.
all right.
Miss Lady.
Okay.
So, we're talking about, obviously relative to COVID. Have you been able to, or your organization been able to actually correlate how the impact that mental health is having even more so on our community relative to COVID. You know, we talk about all the deaths. We're dying more. We're now underserved. This new terminology is blowing my mind. I'm like, who made up that word? But that's the new word. We're underserved community. So, in your experience so far, now in the COVID going on over a year, what can you say has been like, you know, are we experiencing more mental health issues?
Yes, so it was already predicted mid-COVID that mental health will be the second pandemic. So right now in the budget, they have placed billions of dollars towards mental health. So it is my goal to make sure that I tap into those billions of dollars to make sure that those resources get to the people in the community that need them. So whether that be me having to be a vaccine provider in order to tap into those funds, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that I get access to those funds to bring the access of care to our community. Whether it's here in Florida, Texas, Atlanta, wherever people of color are that is underserved areas, rural areas, I'm trying to make sure that they get access to care.
Awesome.
All right, guys, we head home from the dinner party. We had a great time tonight. I am so proud of my sister. She is doing the damn thing, and I'm so happy that me and my husband were able to be a part of that celebration she had for her magazine cover feature. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next video.